Good evening, how you doing? Welcome to tonight's stream, bit of Train Sim World. Thought tonight, the good news is, I can hear myself talking, unlike Saturday. How's everybody doing? Everybody that plays TSW ready for it, Midland Main Line, it's coming quite soon, isn't it? The reveal stream is tomorrow night, so I'm quite looking forward to that. That's on Dovetail's channel. So make sure you go and check that out. I thought we'd do a bit of Creators Club. Because there's lots of good stuff in there on Creators Club. And, you know, after an initial frenzy of playing it quite a bit, I didn't play it for quite some time. I had enough of the standard stuff to do. But I thought, you know, I'm going to dip back in. There's a little scenario that I've created myself. This is on Spirit of Steam. There's nobody else on the line. There's just me. I have run this as a video before on the channel. There's just me on the line. We're in a Class 150. But the difference is, this Class 150 is the Tintin 57 Gaming Class 150. Look at all these 1950s passengers. It's great, isn't it? Look, it's rammed. Look at the state of this. It's like something off Doctor Who or Star Trek, isn't it? It's like, oh, there's a train from the future arriving at Liverpool Lime Street. You're going to have to really catch it. So everybody's come down to catch it. So, and now they've got off. Look at that. I did had enough. Yoinker, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh dear me, I don't know what's happening with those passengers. Anyway, we'll get everything set up. Let's have a look at the lights. Marker lights we need to leave on. Instrument lights, we want instrument lights. Tail light switch, we don't want tail lights, no. Compressor speed, that compressor just gives you a bit more noise. That's on. Don't think it has any effect on the performance of the actual train itself. I'm going to put the safety systems on. There are none. On this route, of course, being 1950s, but you know, we'll just put them on anyway. Do I have the DSD? What else have we got on the back wall? I think that's all we've got, isn't it? Let's cancel this. So we're ready to go. We'll have the window down. Oh, the passengers are back, look. Hey Gordon, how are you doing? Hi Dave. This is brilliant. You haven't seen me drive it yet. Let's go and have another look outside, shall we? We'll walk it this time. We don't bother about staying on time. This is just a scenario that I've created. Let's just check the lights. Oh, we're going to Penzance, so we better change that. But if you wanted to run this one, you can do. You will need Spirit of Steam for the route. You'll need the Class 150, so you'll need West Cornwall. And then, if you want this livery for the 150, you can go onto Creators Club, and if you just search for Tintin_57, you should find it. It's made by Jason PFC. He kindly made this for me. It's got 1k subs on there. It was to celebrate 1,000 subs, but I'm actually only 125 subs off 2k, so I'm going to have to get him to update that. Anyway, let's jump back on board. Let me get the zoom sorted out. Go back in the cab. Xavier, how are you doing? You're working here in an office in Barcelona. Wow. Yeah, so it's Spirit of Steam. I need to shut this door, don't I? Because I hopped out of it. It's the route Spirit of Steam. So I've created this scenario just so I can run the Class 150 in this livery. In fact, let me change this to... We've got all the Cornwall routes on here, but we'll put it to out of service. There you go, not in service. Alright, let's get underway. Sometimes if you run a service on an empty route like this is straight from Liverpool to Crewe, this one. It just gives you a look at the route, doesn't it? sometimes like to do that when I'm sort of learning what the route is all about. Just have a look at it empty, with nothing bothering us, no chance of red lights. So there's Lime Street in the background. I really like this. It's amazing what you can do, you know, if you're clever. I'm not clever enough to do these. I know Yoinka, you do a few of these, don't you? These liveries. Lee, how are you? Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, all this is on Creators Club if you want to pick it up. Yeah, the famous arches coming out of Lime Street. Dave says, made 2 scenarios, tested them. Problem is that Creators Club's not saving them properly. Every day you got to reset the trains. Actually, I had a bit of trouble with this one. I've set this scenario to use this livery every time. Every time I go to run it, it just defaults to the Regional Railways livery. And I have to go back in and have to reselect it, which is a bit of a pain. So I know where you're coming from. There's still a few issues with it. Once we get up past Edge Hill, we'll be able to get some speed up. Can everybody hear me okay? That's one of the main things. I'm paranoid now after Saturday. Spent 10 minutes talking to myself, not realising the mute button was on the back of the headset. Dave, I'm wondering if when you save them, if they're working properly, can I upload them to the CC? Yeah, gosh, can you? Got a 15 miles per hour here. How long did it take me to create this masterpiece? Well, I didn't do the livery. Of course, now you can't see it because I'm in the tunnel. The livery is available on Creators Club. Just search for Tintin_57. That's by Jason PFC. He's got a lot of liveries on there. He's got a lot for the 150 actually, which are quite nice. So if you want that, go and get that. The actual scenario itself, it's literally an A to B. Just an A to B. So it took what, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. It's just going straight from Liverpool to Crewe, just a full run of the route. So Yoinka, I'll be back for the Tintin 395. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Yoinka created me similar to this, but for the Javelin. So if you see me running Southeastern High Speed and I'm not actually running the Javelin, you can see it as AI quite a lot. It could be, Dave, yeah, I don't know, without seeing what you're doing. Right, we're uphill, 1.1% on the climb to Edge Hill. So let's put it in top notch. Yeah, I'm going to turn that compressor on. You should hear the sound of the engines change slightly. Yeah, so as mentioned at the beginning, we're only 125 subscribers away from 2,000. So if you know anybody who you think might be interested in what we do on the channel, let them know about it, definitely. Thanks as well, Lee, to your Discord. I think a few of your guys have come in, which is really nice. It's quite a good Discord you've got going there. We can all help each other scratch our backs, as it were. Got a 20 coming up, so just take the power off, let it coast. Xavier, you actually don't really use the external camera. I know what you mean. It's all about driving, isn't it? The only reason I use quite a bit of the external camera is really just to appreciate the route. So look at this scene here with the chimneys. You know, the chimneys are going very industrial, sort of excuse me, industrial Liverpool. And sometimes, you know, when you're in the cab, especially in something like the 150 where you've only got this very small window space, you miss a lot of that good stuff. And I like to just, you know, settle in and have a good look round and see what there is, or else there's a lot you miss. That's the only reason I do it. Plus we get to see the great liveries. So we should get to speed up fairly quick. 30 miles to Crewe, it's a decent run. Thought I'd just do this one first. We'll probably run a couple. I'm hoping Creators Club is going to work, because if it is, I want to run one of those 37, class 37 rail operations group scenarios that I tried to run a week or so back, but it was playing up, so I couldn't get it to work. So I'm hoping it's going to behave itself tonight. Exactly, Lee. Actually, via your Discord, I found a few more streamers who actually do some quite good stuff. I didn't know there were so many similar channels with everybody doing similar stuff, but it's quite nice to hear other people's opinions of different games and see how they play them and that kind of thing. Steve, how you doing? Good evening. Oh, by the way, Xavier, I would never call you weird. If you buy the game, you can play the game how you want to. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, you see my videos, I kind of do a little bit of both. Because there's so much, you know, the artists do so much work on these routes. There's a danger of you missing quite a fair bit of it. Give these passengers a warning to step back. Assuming we've got some on the station. Going a little bit fast actually. Let's just set the throttle off. So this is the class 150 on the 1950s Spirit of Steam. Why not? It's a chance as well. It's quite a straight route, most of this route, isn't it? It's not that curvy. So you got any favourite locos that can be used in Scenario Planner, and you just want to give them a good blast. Suspend your reality. That's what Creators Club's largely about. Just suspend reality. Just run whatever train you want. It's especially useful if you're going for the trophies or the achievements, to get the mileage trophies. You know, if there's certain mileage for a certain loco, then, you know, certain routes are better, aren't they, for racking up mileage. This is one of them. It's quite a good run, this one. You don't own this route yet, Spirit of Steam. In case you buy it, what locos can you use besides the Steam one? Well, the standard ones you get are the Steam ones, but of course, with the Creators Club, you can create your own scenarios just like this. Plus, other people have created scenarios as well on there, using different locos. So, providing you own the route, and you own the loco that is in the scenario, then, you know, there's plenty of other stuff you can do. So the one I'm going to try to run after this is the Class 37, that rail operations group, the new Class 37 on East Coastway. So I'm looking forward to that one if I can get into it. So yeah, you can you know, you don't have to just run the steamers. Timetable, no, but there's none in timetable. No, it's just the steam trains, because they're different era, aren't they? This is the 1950s. If you look what the passengers are wearing, it's 1950s. Like Yoinky, you get too bored. You have to see the train you're driving, not to lose concentration. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, you can play it how you want, can't you? Really. Some will stay like this the whole time. Some don't even use. So I use the controller. You know, rather than doing this all the time and clicking the buttons, apart from setting up the train at the start, I tend to use the buttons on the controller. Now, some people will use the actual, you know, the buttons and levers on the desk just to get that extra bit of immersion, you know. Bones, how you doing? No, you're not late, don't worry. Just a spur of the moment thing, as they usually are. Quite a fast route as well when you think about it. You can get up to, you know, speeds of 70. I think actually this 150 and the maximum speed 75. It'll go faster than 75, I'm sure, downhill. So it's quite suited to this route, I think, if you ignore the time period and the semaphore signalling. Still got 26 miles to Crewe. Let me turn the throttle up. Let's get moving. I mean, I do still enjoy this route with the steam trains on. I love the steam trains. I think it's a great idea to bring those in. It took a while, didn't it? And the fact that we've got, well, we've got the second route coming up, haven't we, for steam? The dedicated route, Peak Forest. That looks really nice, that one. Again, like Midland Main Line that's coming up in a week or so. You know, I don't know Midland Main Line, I don't know Peak Forest, but, you know, just looking at some of the screenshots from Peak Forest, just itching to drive it, you know. Because the steam, I was quite excited about the steam. I'm not a steam train fan at all, really, but I definitely got a new appreciation of steam from driving them in TSW. It's quite surprising, that, isn't it? Dave says, I'd want a livery making in Man United colours. Or even Newton Heath. Is there not one? Oh, I suppose, yeah, you'll get one in the colours, but you obviously won't get the badges. You won't get any of the logos on there, but I'm sure somebody's done one. There's a lot of stuff on Creators Club now. Xavier says, are you going to have early access to the new DLC? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure because the problem with it on console is that I can sometimes get it a day before. So if you see me release videos at 10 o'clock on the day it releases, you know that I've played it the night before. There is an embargo, of course. Nobody's allowed to show it off until 10 AM on the day it actually releases. The ambassadors that are on PC, it's a different setup on PC. They can get it slightly earlier, but for consoles, there isn't really that concept of early access. I think there is on Xbox, but unfortunately not for PS5. So I've yet to find out about that. But if we do, then, you know, I'll have something ready, and if not, We'll probably run it live on the day it releases, so there'll be something. Talk, how you doing? Talk, you've always been into Steam. You're a volunteer on the Keighley and Worth Valley. Oh, I've been there as a kid. Yeah, I went there as a kid. The older the better with trains for you. I got you. Yeah, I do quite like Steam Trains now. I mean, I before this in Tracing World, I couldn't have told you what a Jubilee was, apart from something the Queen does. But now I can. You know, it's good because in some ways it's educational as well. I mean, you know, trains are a hobby for a lot of people, aren't they? And it's a very loose hobby for me. But playing the game has definitely, you know, made it more so. Absolutely. You know, when I was on the train the other week, I went in W.H. Smith's and picked up a train magazine when I was on my way down there, just to, you know, something to read. I once had done that a couple of years back. So, you know, it works. I tell you what, we had all those passengers on when we were at Lime Street. I opened the doors, they all ran away. We haven't got one passenger. Oh no, we have. Here we have, look. Here we are. We've got our youthful Miss Marple sat there. We've got Jeff What's-His-Face from the cricket, the Yorkshire cricketer. I don't know who she is. So there's a few on. They just started like sitting at the front for some reason. You're going to wait for a sale for the Midland Main Line. You only want it for the 158. I thought you'd be all over that, Dave. Midland Main Line. The Dovetail stream is tomorrow night. Matt's driving it, isn't he? It's always good when Matt drives it because he drives properly. So let me know after you've watched tomorrow night's stream if it's changed your mind, because you might like what you see after tomorrow night. Yeah, the tank engine, Yoika, yeah. I guess there's so many possibilities, isn't there? Could come. That's a good shot there, isn't it, that? Love it. Oh, look at that, we've gone out the map. Oh, now we're in the train. Look out. Right, this is the hill coming up, which sometimes in one of the steam trains on this route can be a little bit of a challenge if you just pull it out of that station. But the 150 should have no issues. Dave, you've used Yoinker's liveries in scenarios before. Ah, there you go, Yoinker. Yeah, because that's the thing, isn't it? On Creators Club, it shows how many people have subscribed to it, but you never actually find out who they are, and you actually might know the people from these streams and from, you know, DTG stuff and from the forums and things like that. It's a bit of a shame, really. If you can manage to keep your Creators Club name the same as your forum name, though, people can come in. I know Tom Fresco, all his scenarios, everybody's always talking to him on the forums. He's got lots of stuff on there. Yeah, talk modern railways as well. You like a bit of everything, yeah. Ah, right, Dave. Okay, I didn't know you felt about it like that. You'll still watch the stream though tomorrow, will you? I'll expect you to be messaging me when it releases, telling me how big the download is, because I know you'll get it. But yeah, on the other hand, there's talk MML's going to be an instant purchase. Looks good from the screenshots. Definitely. It does. Observador, how are you? Nice to see you. Kraza, good evening. Oh, Birmingham Cross City, Yoinka, that's a good route, that. Yeah. Never used the Creators Club. Oh, give it a try. Give it a try. I've said this before. I don't know what routes you've got, Xavier, but it can breathe new life into the routes. You know, you can run all sorts of stuff, and people are very clever with different scenarios and liveries and things. So rather than just run the standard stuff that comes with the route itself when you buy it, see if there's anything on there that you can use. Ah, you'll be 70, Dave. There you go, birthday treat. Mind you, you've shelled out some peas, haven't you, Dave, on some of this stuff? Not just this, but all the other games. You didn't get Autobahn 3 though, did you? You stopped at 2. I think you saved yourself a few quid there. Right, we've got a 65 coming up, which I have not looked at. The braking's alright though on the 150. Still got 18 miles to cruise. So yeah, this one, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is just an A to B that I use just to run different trains on, just to give them a test. There's no other traffic on this route. If you get other scenarios from the Creators Club, chances are they've got lots and lots of traffic. But for this, just for simplicity, it's just an A to B. Autobahn 3 is on sale at the moment. Oh my word. If you haven't seen Autobahn 3, just go back and look at the playlist on the channel. Say no more, as the saying goes. It's in your crap pile, the same as Taxi. Oh, you got did you get that Taxi game? You got that? Was it Taxi Driver? It was Taxi Driver, wasn't it? Oh my word, that is a contender for the worst game on PlayStation. My word, that was terrible. Was it Crazy Taxi? Is that what it was called? I can't remember. I saw there was a taxi game coming out. It was a while back now, wasn't it? And I looked to see what it was like, and I couldn't believe they released it. That was a Sega one. Yeah, I couldn't believe they released it. Whatever it's called, I couldn't believe they released it in such a bad state. The cars wouldn't even stay on the road. It was ridiculous. Right, I'm gonna miss this 55. Just bring it down a bit. Don't want to derail it. The worst one ever, that taxi one. Yeah, Kraza, this is Spirit of Steam. Yeah, it's just something I created just to put this channel liveried 150 on. So the route is Spirit of Steam. It's just a quick A to B scenario that I put together. On the road was disappointing for you, Xavier. You know I like it. Well, yeah, I do, but that's only because there's nothing else. You know, I only have a PlayStation. You see, if definitely if I had a PC, then I would be on all over ETS and ATS. I think most of us would. You know, if you ask me between on the road and the other one we've got, truck driver, hands down on the road. Just in case truck driver's in a sale and anyone's considering it, it's a bit pants. So I don't mind on the road. Yeah, I don't play it lots and lots. But it's like the video I did today with the Coastline Flight Simulator. It's a game that I have that I just dip into when I fancy a, you know, quick half an hour or whatever. Because the problem with on the road is it's a little bit repetitive. You know, and it has a few issues. It's a bit repetitive, but it's actually fun. It's actually good fun to play it. Can't lie, the 150 looks good in that Tintin livery. Yeah, I don't know if you've got West Cornwall, because you need West Cornwall for this for the 150. But if you have, then you can pick this up on Creators Club. It's in there. You can get it. You used the Tintin one as AI in a scenario on the Cornwall. Yeah, you did. That one was on the Creators Club, wasn't it? I did get that one. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, alright, Krazza, there you go. Look, Krazza's rubbing it in now. I actually watched, who was it I watched the other night? Oh, it was Codex. I watched Codex playing ETS. And he was in the UK, he was driving up and down, and I thought, oh, looks great, this. It was just like the real bloody thing. Not driving the truck, I mean the actual, you know, the UK roads. I was watching it thinking, oh, we're never going to get this on console ever. It's just looks far too complex. Although some of you were telling me at weekend that there is a plan to do that. I hope so. Truck driver's currently half price. You might play it for half price. I don't know. The storyline's terrible. Well, he basically doesn't have one. And the trips are really, really short. At least in on the road you can go a decent distance. I've got a couple of videos of Truck Driver on the channel, so if you're considering Truck Driver, go way back in time on the channel and just have a quick look. You can see how ridiculous it was. They used to give you something like 3.5 minutes. They had timed challenges for some reason, and you had like 3.5 minutes to get from one end of the map to the other, and you'd literally to break the speed limit to get anywhere near it. And I was going for the platinum, so I had to break the speed limit. It was so laughable. I did record one video of me trying to, you know, break the land speed record on my way to the platinum. So have a look at that. You'll see what I mean. I don't know whether they've fixed it since then. It's probably a good 2 years since I last played Truck Driver. Yeah, Truck Driver's crap. Yeah, it is. Lee, have you ever thought about using NVIDIA GFN to play ETS? No, I haven't, but I saw your little bio that you did about your channel name, and I saw you mentioned NVIDIA GFN. I've got to be honest, I don't know what it is, so I'll look that up. If there's some way I can play it, then yeah. The UK is outdated on ETS2. Right, it looked good to me. I don't know where he was driving. I was more laughing at his singing the other night on the stream, but it did look good. Right, 9.3 miles to Crewe. So you see what I mean? If if you're new to a route, you want to have a good look at the route without the pressure of all the red lights and spadding and stopping and starting. You can create a little scenario like this. Take you a couple of minutes and just run end to end and have a good look round. I do that quite often. Oh yeah, oh I will do, Lee, thanks, yeah. Yeah, I saw you used to be ambassador for them, yeah. You need a subscription to Nvidia. Dave, you gave up with truck driver when we had to do those time runs. No way could you do them. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, exactly what I mean. I didn't enjoy it because you can't drive like that, can you, seriously? Rustic, how are you? Good to see you. Although the 4F is a freight loco in the 50s and 60s, they're often seen pulling passenger trains. So it would be nice to see it have some passenger services on the timetable as well as freight. Is it a 4F we got? Is it an 8F? Why am I thinking 8F? Is it a 4F? I can't remember. The black one you mean, don't you? The freight one. I think it... I'm gonna put my neck out. I think it does some passenger services on the West Cornwall DLC if you've got that recent add-on for West Cornwall, which actually is a nice little add-on. If that comes up in the sale and you like your steam trains and you've already got West Cornwall, consider picking that one up, because it's quite a nice route to run steam on. That coming out of Penzance station there looks quite good. Right, we're not far away. As soon as I see the cemetery, I've got to put the anchors on. Has that got the headlights on? What's going on? Right, hang on. Is that the tail lights for this end, or is it the tail lights for the other end? Let's have a look. They don't look like red lights to me. But maybe, I can't remember on this one. Maybe you have to go to the back and turn them on first before you leave. I really can't remember. Oh, I've got you, Tuck. Yeah. The 4F is the new loco with the route. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Peak Forest. Got the marker lights on at the front. You're not meant to have them on anyway. They're white, aren't they? I thought you meant to have them on. This is the marker light switch, isn't it? So I've only got one light now. I'm going to put that back on. Yeah, gone are the days when we used to get a manual for all these trains. You know, in the manual, they missed a trick, didn't they? They could have half reproduced. I know they do it on Train Sim Classic. You know, if you buy a loco engine from somewhere else, sometimes you get a manual that looks like the actual driver's manual, don't you? I find them quite interesting. It'd be nice to have one for all these locos we've got, explaining, you know, the correct setup for the lights and all that stuff. Right, I'm gonna take off the throttle for now because we've got 2 miles to go. Oh, the day running light, I've got you. There's the cemetery. That's how I usually know to get the anchors on. But it doesn't matter, we'll roll in. We've got to get down to 20 actually. So we'll just put the brake in notch 1 as we come into Crewe. Four 4Fs are preserved, but none are currently operational. That's a shame. Right, nicely bringing it down to the 20. You always get up to 90 just before Crewe, so you have to be careful. Yeah, it's so. That's what I mean. The route is so straight, isn't it? In a lot of places, you can forget, and suddenly you've got to come down to this 20 to come into the station, and you can be in trouble quite easily. So we're coming into platform 5. So I think we cross over in the station itself. I think 5 is, yeah, it's just to the left there. Red light in 300 yards. So, you know, end to end, it's not a bad run. That's why I'm suggesting, you know, if you've got a favourite loco and you own this route, set up a quick scenario and give it a blast. Over there we got the football ground. You can just see the stand. Crewe Alexandra. Right, let's unlock the doors. We've got people getting on, which surprises me. We're going no further, obviously, than Crewe, but there's people getting on. Yeah, there's the football ground, look, you see. So it's one of the easiest away grounds I've ever been to, that. This here, you see this brazier, this is one of the collectibles on this route. There we go, and that's it for this one. Yeah, Crewe not far from you, yeah, I imagine so, Lee, yeah. What team do I support? Preston North End. Right, so that's that one. Let me go back to the main menu. I'll see if I can get into these other ones on Creators Club now. Let's hope it's not having a hissy fit tonight. Right, so Creators Club, sharing hub. I've got pages of these. This one is what I want to do. I want to do this. 37 to the rescue. This is a Tom Fresco one. So, oh, it's doing it again. Look. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Sometimes the play button, the play scenario button, is greyed out. Anyway, it says in this scenario you'll take a faulty 12-core 377 set back to Brighton, where it will be taken in the depot. You spawn at Bishopstone first, change ends of the double 37 consist, drive back to Seaford to collect the 377s, couple them, then take them back to Brighton. So we'll do that. I've not played this one yet, but the Tom Fresco ones are usually pretty good. So fingers crossed. Oh, you did that. You've done that 47 as well, have you, Yonka? I didn't realise. All the routes in north are pretty local to me. Manchester to Leeds, closest TSW3 route to you. Yeah, a few people have got that one quite close to them. Right, so it said change ends, didn't it? So we'll do that. I love this. I know I said it again and again and again. I love the 37 anyway, but this livery, it's nice. It's very nice. Anyway, we need to change ends. We're at Bishopstone. We need to get back. So, hang on. Where's the step? There we go. That's it. We're not going far, but I guess we should turn these on and follow all correct safety procedure. Let's have some lights, route indicators, instrument switch. I think that's it. That's it. Put the window down. Let's get the master key in. Then we got a headlight on this one. God, that's bright, isn't it? Look at that. That's a bit too bright, that, isn't it? Let's have a look outside. Hang on. Gordon Bennett, that's too... Look at that. That's not right, is it? Somebody's trolling us there. People say that the headlights are not bright enough. Wow, look at that one. You know what I'll do? I think I'll take the headlight off and just leave the route indicator light on. There you go. People can see us. That'll do. That's bright, that, isn't it, Yonker? Oh my word. Right, let's get the brakes off. They take some time to get off, don't they? The other thing I need to do is make sure that this arm is lifted. because we're coupling to the 377s, so we'll need that. Brakes are still coming off. Heaven mode activated. Right, let's put some power in. We should be able to be on our way, I think. So it's saying 10 miles to Brighton is what it's saying there, but he told us to go back and pick up the 377s first. So we'll do that. The engine's made wrong because the communication line's missing between the loco and the coaches. Is it? See, you guys spot these things. I wouldn't know that, you see. Yeah, brighter than most southerners. You just offended all southerners there. There you go, that's what we are collecting. Actually, do we connect with this arm? I guess we do, don't we? This loco brake is not as effective as I thought it would be. I'm going to change to the train brake. Right, we'll just ease in. We don't want to prang these 377s. The boss will be onto us if we do. They must have. These lot must have packed up. See what I mean, though? What I was saying about how Creators Club can enhance the playability of some of your standard routes. You know, there's no kind of services like this on the East Coastway, but suddenly, you know, I know East Coastways, it's a lot of people's favourite route actually. So to be able to extend it with some Creators Club stuff is actually quite neat. Yeah, there we go. Click. Now, we don't have to go in the back, do we, and lock anything in from the cab of this 377. I'm assuming it's just going to... it's coupled. Brake continuity, right, okay. So, right, what we'll do is, let's shut the brakes down, because we'll change cab. Throttle off, right, let's do that. Reverse it off. Take the key out. Turn the lights back off. Again, instrument lights off. Route indicators off. Safety systems off. There, good. Right, we're ready to go. Let's close the window. Yeah, I think we're all good. SNCF, how you doing? Good to see you. Tom Fresco's a miracle worker. Yeah, some of these he's done are brilliant, aren't they? Right, so let's walk down the other end. We'll get this cab set up and we're off to Brighton, which is now 11 miles away. So, same routine again. Route indicator lights. Let's just, out of interest, let's just see if that headlight booms like the first one did. Because there was something definitely not right about that. That one's bright. Is it as bright as the other one? Was it because we were in a platform and it was... Yeah, it's bright, that, isn't it? That's very bright. Well, as long as we got the route indicator lights on, I think we're alright. Okay, here come the brakes. So I'm looking for that BC dial there, the red and pink BC dial to come down. That's our brake coming off the brake cylinder. Yeah, it's too bright, yeah. No, oh, I see what you mean, yeah, no communication pipes to the coaches, I've got you. Yeah. 11 miles as the crow flies. Fibian did that for a 4 cents of hope. Yeah, Fibian. Right, we'll just wait for the brakes. So this is Seaford, the Seaford branch. Better than the non-existent headlights with everything else. Yeah, there's lots of complaints, isn't there, about the headlights, especially from US players. I think US players expect the lights to be very bright, because I think over there a lot of those trains do have very bright lights, don't they, compared to trains over here, which tend to have these little route indicators. So they're a lot less. Why have I got the brakes still stuck? What have I not done? Running. It's not going to go with the brakes like that. What have I not done? Did I leave a brake on somewhere? That's a bit weird. Let me go and have a quick look. That's in shutdown. Local brake is 0. So that's correct. Don't tell me it's the brake type. Let's have a look. Air brake goods. Can't be right, can it? What kind of brakes have they got? Are they air brakes? Does anybody know? Air brake passenger? It must be something to do with coupling up to the trains at the back. Let's just have a quick look. It's not doing it, is it? Air brake passenger, yeah, that's what I thought. You can only switch it at one end, can't you, I think? Can you switch it here? I better check all of them. Start at the back first. Air brake passenger. Right, I'll tell you what. Let's See, I don't think that's going to make any difference, but... brake pipe is low. Let's have a look. That's 0. Do I have to put it into emergency and then empty the brakes? Let's see. Did I take the key out in the other cab? Yeah, I did. Yeah. But we'll check it while we're waiting, because we're not going very far. Yeah, master key is out. See, this should be in shutdown, shouldn't it? At this end, which neutralises the brake from this cab. Cossy Steve, how are you? Next time you do on the road, could you show what jobs are available and how many there is, and what countries you can go to? Well, the countries is easy. That's just Germany. It's just Germany. It was on air brake goods, wasn't it? You don't think there's a brake on in here, do you? Let's have a look. You don't have permission to drive this service. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, see, the key's not in, so... It doesn't really make much difference there, does it? Let's just go back down and see if it's doing anything, and we'll check the other cabs. Although we did get here okay, so... Go to shutdown, then put it in emergency, do you? Are you sure? I thought shutdown was shut down. It's emergency, then shutdown, I think. So that's shutdown. There's emergency. So then you flick it to shutdown. We don't need to do anything with this system, do we? I don't think there's anything you can press on this, actually. Right, I'm going to check every cab. So that brake's in shutdown, that's correct. Local brake off. Shutdown, that's off. Air brake goods, that is in. We shouldn't need to fiddle with those, should we? Let's just make sure we've got air brake goods on everyone. That's air brake goods, okay. Yeah, I'm at a loss. We can't drive this service, so we can't, you know, I don't know if there's a brake on in there somewhere that we need to... Let's just have a look. Is there a couple button we need to press somewhere? That's the uncouple. We don't want to do that. Right. No. Unless you guys have got any ideas, I'm not really sure what's going on with that one. You got it the wrong way around. What do you mean? Oh, you got it the wrong way around. I got you. Right, okay. So there's something weird happening. What can I try with the brakes? See, the light came on for step 1. Step 2. Step 3. Emergency. Let's just leave it in emergency for a little while so it dumps the brakes completely. It's going to bug me if I can't find out. It's broken. You've done this and had no problems with it. Right, okay. See, I don't like that brake pressure. Look at the brake pressure coming down. The top, the BP, the top one, the black one. It's definitely not right, is it? Right, okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll try and run one of his other ones. Let's go back. Let's go back. We'll get one of these done, honestly. Right, let's go to main menu. The other one definitely works because I've run it. The other one's on the London Commuter. Yeah, the brakes weren't playing ball there for some reason. Everything was set up right. So, the other one is 377 transfer. I think it's this one. If it shows me the picture, that is. I think it is this one. Yeah, it is. Now, there you go, you see. Where's the play scenario button gone? The play scenario button has gone. This is what I mean about the Creators Club sometimes. It doesn't play ball. I wonder if that's something to do with what was happening in that last scenario. So next to the required content, there's meant to be a play scenario button, and it isn't there. So it looks like we're not running this one. Okay, right, fair enough. Right, that's that. Shall we just run something else? Shall we just, let's just do something. I'm itching to get going now. Shall we do do you want to stay UK? Do you want to do Edinburgh to Glasgow? What about Edinburgh to Glasgow? If I restart TSW, it'll kick you out of the it'll kick you all out of the stream. So I don't really want to restart it. Let's do Edinburgh Glasgow. We'll just pick a service. There are services for the 37 on here. There are also the Jubilee in black. You can you do services for those, but I think they're both at night, so they're not ideal. So let's pick one of these. We'll go 604. Let's have a look. 803. Why don't we do this one? Oh, and you can select the scenario by selecting the scenario planner. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Does it put it in there like that? Right, hang on. So you're saying if I go to choose a route, the second one I wanted to pick was on London Commuter. So if I go to London Commuter and do that, are you saying? Oh, you mean in? Hang on a minute. Scenario Planner, then London Commuter. I see what you mean, yeah. There you go. Good tip. Good tip. Let's see if this works. So we're not going to Scotland. Oh god, the mind boggles. Oh dear me. This is good. Right, this is it. Right, so this time we've already got the 377s attached, right? So let's have a look what we've got. The brake's in shutdown. Let me just check that we had it right. Local brake is 0. The brake's in shutdown because we haven't started the cab yet, which is what we would expect. So right, we'll run this one. What's the headlights like? Actually, they don't seem as bright on this route, do they? Let's get these on up here. Instrument light, route indicators. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. This is live. Live TV. We will run one service in this, I'm determined. Right. Okie doke. Yeah, if any of you have a think about that, and if there was something I was doing wrong, let me know, because I'm interested to know what it was. I might have a look on YouTube, see if anybody else has run that on YouTube, and I can see if there was something I did wrong. I mean, it could be that it wasn't working. There may be a button I didn't press, but this one's fairly easy to drive. The only unknown is the coupling to the 377s. And is there an additional step you need to do? And I don't know if there is. So, yeah, I'm going to turn that headlight off. It's way too bright. Way too bright. Right, there is our light. We're just waiting for that 377 to come through. Wivelsfield, 26 miles. Now this one, I have run this scenario, so this one definitely works for me. This train calls at Wivelsfield. Yeah, don't get on it though, it's broke. Time of day is it? 13 minutes past 7 it is. I'm going to say it looks like it's starting to get dark. Yeah, it could be Toc, I don't know. It was a strange one. See, on this scenario, the 377s are already connected. Oh, in terms of the headlights, I've got you. I thought you were talking about the brakes. Well, this one's as good. We'll do this one. It's actually longer, so the run into Brighton was going to be 11 miles. This is 26 miles. Now, I can't remember if I put the safety systems on. Can I do it robotically? We'll soon find out if we hear the bell. Nope, looks like we didn't. Or did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Right, let me sit back down again. Oh, I'm speeding now. Got a 25 coming up. Yeah, you could be right, Dave. Yeah. There's something freaky with that. But you said you've run it. You said you ran that scenario, didn't you? I've had it sat there in my subscriptions for a few weeks, but I've run this one, but not the one on East Coastway, so... I'm determined to get it running though. If I get that one running, I'll work it out. I'll put that one as I'll just upload it as a video if I can work that one out. Then we can see what, if anything, was done wrong. But I'd say it's pretty straightforward to shut down a 37 and switch ends. Well, you saw me do it at the beginning of the scenario. So something freaky. Right, hopefully we are underway, get up to some speed. So yeah, this is London Commuter that we're on now. Not too far from the East Coastway. I don't think I've actually run a normal service on London Commuter for quite some time. I remember at the London end, it was like, at the beginning, remember the performance? It was like at Victoria, it was like wading through glue, trying to set up the engine. I can't remember if that was improved, I think it probably was. But I know it was really bad, the frame rate was really bad at the beginning. But I guess there's a lot going on. There's so many platforms, trains going in and out, etc. There's probably a lot to deal with in just a short space there. Lovely flyby shot, yeah. Yeah, we can do another one actually, let's try. We'll probably get hit by a platform, but we'll try it. Just needs very good stick control, which, as I say, is usually fine until you hit a station or a gantry and it throws you off. Very quiet at the back here, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Photo bombed. These dead units at the back, not making any noise. Compared to our 37 up at the front, which is growling away. Right, we got full throttle. $23 miles to go. Yeah, so just while we're running this one, don't forget, if you want to have a look at Midland Main Line, tune into Dovetail's channel tomorrow night, 7 PM I think UK time. They'll be showing it off for the first time, so that'll be quite interesting. It's always quite the anticipation's always quite good, isn't it? After we've seen all the screenshots, to finally see a route in action. Let's see what this light does in the tunnel, if I can find it. Hang on. Yeah, that's bright, isn't it? That's very bright. Shall we leave it on? That'd be good on Northern Transpennine, that light, wouldn't it? In those tunnels. Yes, we've got Midland Main Line coming out. Then there's Tramsim for console, which is the week after, isn't it? So I don't know whether you guys are all interested in Tramsim as well, but once again, you're gonna have holes in your pockets by the end of the month if you're interested in both. But we'll play both on the channel. So if you've not quite made your mind up or you're waiting for sales, then yeah, come along and check it out. We'll be playing those. It did occur to me, somebody was asking about Tramsim actually, and asked me, there's Munich and Vienna in the PC version. Is it likely to get any more DLC on console? And to be honest, I don't know the answer to that, because I don't know any more about Tramsim than you guys do. But what did occur to me was, though, that the PC version of Tramsim is Aerosoft, and of course the publisher for the console version is Dovetail, and Dovetail like the DLCs. So, you know, there could be a possibility, couldn't there, that the console can get DLC that the PC hasn't got. It's possible, isn't it? Because Dovetail loved the DLCs. So Aerosoft might have said, nah, we're not that bothered about any more DLCs. One will do. You've done the Vienna depot. But it did occur to me when I was asked that, I wonder if it is a possibility, under Dovetail's direction, that there could be some DLC. We'll have to see. We'll have to try and find that out once it releases. But that's another one, I'm quite looking forward to. Right, 86 miles per hour. What is our top speed? Is it 80? I don't see it anywhere, but I think 80. Officially, that is. And speaking of 80, there's an 80 zone now that we just come into. It is bright, that light. I've never noticed until today. I've used this 37 quite a bit since it released. Oh, it is 90, is it, Dave? I was looking for it. Usually it's up here, isn't it? Couldn't see it. Yeah, couldn't see it. I wonder if it's still 90 though when you're actually towing something. Once again, there's no manual, so we would have to Google it. Well, if it lets us run up to 90, we'll run up to 90, I think. Wouldn't be surprised if DTG added more maps. Cough cough Blackpool. Yeah. Yeah, could be. I guess Munich and Vienna, I think the developers, View App, I think they're based in Germany, aren't they? So Munich speaks for itself, certainly. But I don't know, Tog. It could be. If you look at the other DTG games, they've all got various DLCs attached to them. The fishing games, which I haven't played actually. The fishing games, the Train Sim World, of course, Train Sim Classic. Now I know they're all developed and published by DTG. This Tram Sim is only published by DTG, but that isn't necessarily to say they don't have some clout when it comes to the future of the game. They could have said, they might have said to View App, oh, do you want to bring this out on console? We're the experts at console. Look at TSW, and we also know about DLCs. So if you kind of make one, we'll publish it. We know how to publish it. I've got my fingers crossed that just because Tram Sim has got a couple of routes on PC, that it doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that for console. Who knows? Who knows? But I know players have said about trams before, particularly around Victoria, etc. People have wanted the Manchester trams, and as you said, Blackpool's another one. So they could almost make a set of UK DLCs. I don't know. Right, so we've got a single yellow here. That's why I've been bringing the speed down on a red. Sheffield, yeah, you're right, Dave. Sheffield was another one that people have mentioned for TSW. I don't think it ever really mixed in TSW. I don't think it would have been a thing. Maybe that's why they've looked to get the publishing rights to a tram game. They were thinking like some of us, but they didn't want to bring it into TSW. Right, so we've got a yellow now. Just looking for some aircraft. This is Gatwick. Let's wake everybody up. God, it's way bright, that light. I mean, people are going to see us coming. Right, how are we doing? 13 miles we've got to Wivelsfield. Oh yeah, yeah, the aircraft with the engines on the outside of the wing, that's correct, yeah they do. Go on X, how you doing? We were talking about you before. I was just mentioning how I enjoyed your ETS the other night. Your UK ETS. Yeah, your ears are burning. Yeah, we're talking about you singing as well. I can't make my mind up about this headlight. I kind of want it on, but I don't know, it just looks a bit naff. I don't... That's more realistic, isn't it? It's more lifelike. Can't beat a bit of ETS2 action. You're on FIFA. Oh, you're on FIFA tonight? Yeah, I'm not very good at FIFA. I used to be. I have all these little kids that beat me now, so... There's a Class 37 at the Keighley. They can only use it for a limited amount of days. I got you. You got a Pacer, I bet that's popular. So did they use the Pacer, like, did they use the Pacer regularly? Pacer's got an almost cult status, hasn't it? That's the only train that I've driven in real life. When I was a railway trainee. In the sidings at Warrington Bank Quay Station. They took us there and they closed off some sidings and they let us take the Pacer up and down. It was actually good. Quite enjoyed it. It was a long time ago now, when Pacers were the thing. I imagine it's not far from you, Dave, is it? The Keighley Railway, where you are in Leeds. Class 126, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. Hey Black Arrow, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Cool train, it is a cool train. We've seen the 37 before, of course, but this one's quite interesting. With the new refit in the cab. For pulling these dead 377s back to the depot. Yeah, it's nice and shiny, this one, isn't it? As opposed to the Tees Valley ones. Pretty grimy. It's got a bit of muck on it. The Tees Valley one though is really mucky because it's pulling steel and coal, etc. So I used the Pacer today. Yeah, I haven't been there for a long time. I'll have to pay a visit at some point. It's not too far for me, really, that Keighley. My nearest one's the East Lancashire Railway, which is also quite a nice one. I'm glad we've been able to finish with this Creators Club as well, and we didn't have to switch to a normal service actually, because I wanted to do Creators Club tonight. So thanks for the tip about running them from the actual route itself. I didn't know that, and I've forgotten about it. I always go directly to the Creators Club and just try and run it from there. So I need to keep that in mind. You wish the Eurofinics Class 37 substituted the EWS Class 66 on South Eastern High Speed. If that was the case, you would have bought this DLC years ago. Yeah, I know what you mean. This 37 as well. I did read in the article yesterday about Midland Main Line. There's going to be some services for this on the Midland Main Line as well, so that's quite good. Where you buy one of these loco DLCs, and as new routes come out, you get more timetable services. That's quite nice. I think there's going to be some services on there as well for the Class 66 railhead treatment train as well. That's appearing more and more with the new releases, so that's quite nice. 6.4. The Metro train livery, right, I've got you. To get lots of visitors talk on there. I think it's half term at the moment, isn't it? So I expect you get a lot of kids turning up. So probably busy last week for Easter, this week a bit more than usual. Thanks everyone for coming in as usual, I appreciate it. Appreciate those likes as well, that all helps me out. Bit of evening sun glare. Nice big long route this, isn't it? There's an absolute shed ton of scenarios for this route as well on the Creators Club. Not just using this 37, but lots of stuff. There's a lot of if you own the there's a 66 going back the other way. If you own the diesel legends and the various other BR Blue diesels, there's some really good scenarios for this route with the diesels that you can check out. Again, I think a couple of them are done by Tom Fresco. He must be. He must be. I don't know it for a fact, but he must be the biggest uploader of stuff to the Creators Club. Certainly from a scenario perspective. I don't know if he does liveries. I think he does do liveries, doesn't he? But he's quite well known for his scenarios. He must be up there in the top 5 anyway, contributors. 2.2 miles, so I'll start slowing it down a little bit. You heard there's going to be a 66 rail tour on the Midland Main Line route. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I think I read that in the article yesterday. Yeah. I quite like the rail tour services that they put in. You know, the actual legit services. Actually, I'm going to leave the brake in. Then we don't leave it till the last minute. Class 4. Oh yeah, they did mention a Class 45. They mentioned something with a 66 and a 45 if you owned Northern Transpennine. That's correct. They did mention a 45 as well. Yeah. It could be similar to East Coastway. It could be like the 45 at the front going one way, the 66 on the back, pulling it back the other way. Could be that. Not sure. I'm sure they'll show it off tomorrow night. Here's our single yellow, so the red is coming up. Get the speed down nicely. 20 to 8 at night, game time. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Wivelsfield. Easy does it. There's a red right at the end of the platform. Don't want to stop too short. You're just running some GWE at the moment, Doc. Nice. That's a route I've not been on for a while. You gotta love the 37, absolutely. Absolutely. What a special livery this is though. I wonder if it was a requirement of the rail operations group that it looked very shiny. Because a lot of the companies say that, don't they? They say you can use the license in the game. You can have a license as long as you always show us in a good light. You know, everything's nice and clean, and you know, don't represent us badly. And they always look, don't they? They always check before the DLCs come out to see if they agree. I remember reading an article about the Pen Corridor stuff, where they did that, and it went through several iterations before it actually came out until they were happy. Right, let's turn the throttle off. And that is the scenario. So you can get that one from Creators Club along with the other stuff you saw tonight. Don't forget, if you've got that Class 150, go and pick up that Tintin 57 livery from there. If you just search Tintin underscore 57, you'll see it come up along with the 395, which is in the same livery that Yonka made for me. That's all in there. So thanks for your company, as always. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the support. Take it easy, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.